Drew, how the hell are you?
Happy Hollow Knight Silksong release day.
I saw that came out today.
Uh-huh.
I also saw that it broke like every game store it was on. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm, hmm.
It's uh I don't know if we've ever talked about Hollow Knight before.
I've never played it.
It's exceptional. It's exceptional. I will tell you right now, it is a very hard game.
Yeah, that's why I have not played it and probably will not play it. Yeah, yeah.
But it is fair. I I'm reluctant to compare it to games like Elden Ring or um, Dark Souls or something like that. I
Okay.
will tell you that it takes a little time to master, but once you really get yourself in tune with the controls, it's phenomenal. 100% phenomenal.
Hmm.
And today's release of Silksong ends a period of suffering. I don't know if you've it's a meme at this point
It's been in development for a long time. Yeah, yeah.
with very little details, and the people
Hmm.
who maintain that subreddit have been just coping and coping and coping and holding out hope against hope that they would get some news that this was being released. And then just like that, at a game show earlier this year, they said, "Hey, we've been working on it. Oh, by the way, it comes out September 4th." And there was much rejoicing. And then today it released. It broke Steam.
Hmm. And the PlayStation Store and the Nintendo shop,
Okay,
eShop.
I didn't hear
Yeah,
about that,
yeah.
but
It broke all three of those apparently. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
it is very very good. I am a sucker for the art style and the cute little bugs and the way the game plays. And Hornet plays a very very special part in the first game, and now you get to play as her. I'm very, very overjoyed. This is putting a big crimp in my Metal Gear Solid Delta play,
Okay. Okay.
but this is a phenomenal, phenomenal game. And the soundtrack is also very good. Team Cherry just absolutely knocked it out of the park. You can get, if I know that there are probably many ways you can get your hands on Hollow Knight, the original.
Hmm.
You owe it to yourself to really try. The first couple bosses suck because you don't have a lot of powers. It really tests your patience and your skill. But once you get past that, at that point you sort of have the game and the controls figured out. And I just remembered I struggled mightily against the first couple, and I'm like, this game is supposed to be amazing. Why is this so hard? And then just all of a sudden I understood what the game was trying to tell me, and it was great.
Hmm.
So, Silksong is very, very good right now. I'm thrilled that they did it. It's living up to everybody's expectations. The art style, the gameplay, the soundtrack, everything is just so good. You should really go play one of these games,
Okay.
and that's all I can really tell you. There is a really kind of touching and sad story that goes along with the first game. I haven't played enough of Silksong yet, and I'm not going to read any spoilers about it to know what happens in this game. But without spoiling anything in the first game, there's a very, very touching story. And the
I,
characters you meet along the way are really motivating. Really, really, really motivating.
I have heard from multiple people and multiple podcasts that the Hollow Knight story makes no sense.
Um,
Is that true? True-ish? Not
the
true?
the the game's story is told through you finding plaques and
Okay.
books throughout the game, and you get these little snippets and you have to infer a little bit. But if you're paying attention to the places you visit and the mechanics that the game is putting in front of you, it's not that hard to figure out.
Okay.
Now, I have read the wiki, and I had like an 85% grasp on what the actual plot was. You understand what the problem, capital T capital P, is.
Okay.
You understand what you have to do to defeat it and why you can defeat it. That's all you really need to know, and everything
Okay.
else is just kind of flavor, but very very compelling flavor. So I don't know why those people had such a problem. I mean, get good. I don't know, but it's good. And Silksong, so far, the story is very straightforward. It's just like, hey, go to this place, and I don't know how to get to that place yet, but we're gonna figure it out together. And Hornet is just a really cool character, very very well designed. Whereas in the first game, the Hollow Knight, the little guy you control, is very very small compared to everything, and he cannot jump very high. He cannot move very fast, but the controls are very tight, and he can swing his sword very fast, and he's strong. So you sort of have to learn how to maneuver him so you don't get hit, and get past different little puzzles and find the little bugs, the little collectible guys that are very, very cute, the little baby larvae. But Silksong, Hornet is very nimble. It's almost like they're turning the game a little bit sideways on you because she is so fast, and it makes it so that you can avoid enemies, but you shouldn't, I guess is what I'm learning.
Hmm.
So it's really good. It's very good. Yeah. 500,000 concurrent players in its first 4 hours.
Yeah.
I think the part of Steam that it broke was the checkout system. I don't think it broke the content delivery network, because that would be crazy, but it apparently broke the checkout system.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. It kind of
anyway,
broke the internet today. Yeah. Yeah.
a little bit, but
A little bit.
I'm very much enjoying it. So
Okay.
go check that out.
Okay.
All right. We have a couple. Oh wow! I see you added a very interesting topic here.
Did you want to do that one right now?
Yeah,
you want to switch to that one?
I do. It looks like your dreams are coming true, Paul.
I don't know about that, Drew. So I continue to be a huge fan of the Arc browser by the browser company.
The company that you want to give money to. Let's be clear.
Okay, so there is a way to give money to them right now.
Okay.
So at some point, Arc pivoted, and they were like, "Hey, we know Arc's a great browser, but it's too complicated for people. It's a power user browser." I believe there was a post where like the CEO of browser company said, "My grandma will never use Arc," and that bothered him.
Interesting.
And of course, that was also during the time that AI was becoming very popular. So they pivoted and they started a new browser called Dia, DIA. And DIA. Yeah, Dia browser. I'll put a link in there. And the what Dia is, it's a web browser that is infused to the core with AI stuff. You can chat with your browser and ask it questions across different tabs. You can have it pull information from one tab and put it into like a Google Sheet. You can do all kinds of interesting things with it. I tried it. I got invited to the beta maybe 2 months ago before it became a subscription product.
Okay.
And I tried it, and it was like when I tried it, they did not have. One of the things I like about Arc is the sidebar, the vertical tabs on the side. They added that to Dia after I had already given up on it. For me, I tried the AI stuff. I just didn't have enough use cases, and and I'll be blunt. I already have a workflow that works for me when I need to do AI stuff.
Is it primarily through Arc, or are you using other tools?
I'm not using Arc at all for AI stuff. Well, not well. So I pay for a ChatEG subscription,
right?
And I also pay for the AI tools inside of Raycast. Raycast is my application launcher. It's a Spotlight replacement. It's so much more than an application launcher. It can do so many things, but you can start AI chats from it. It's got plugins, so like if I want to, I like, for example, I take my notes in Bear. Bear is a Apple only markdown focused note taking app. One of the things I can do is I can fire up Raycast, start an AI chat, and I can say at Bear, and then I can ask it a question, and then it will basically funnel my that AI question through my Bear notes and give me a question, give me an answer. It's great. I really like it. It's a great tool. I love Raycast. It's great. But I kind of decided like, hey, Dia just is, at least right now, it's not for me. And honestly, now there's like Perplexity has what, Comet, their web browser that they're building. Google keeps insisting that Gemini needs to be everywhere, so they're putting Gemini in Chrome, so they have competition now. But Dia it works. It's a fully fledged, product. And I believe they started a subscription of like, I think it's $20 a month to get access to all of the AI tools. So you can give the browser company money now if you want. I just choose not to because it's not the product for me. Today, it was announced that Atlassian is going to buy the browser company.
Atlassian, makers of great products.
Jira, Confluence, what PagerDuty? I don't know. No, they don't have PagerDuty. It's they own the other one. Whatever. Yeah, Atlassian. For those of you who don't know, and you probably do know, because let's be honest, if you listen to this, you're probably vaguely in the IT field. Atlassian makes basically product management tools for enterprises. I've been using Jira and Confluence Atlassian products for years now. Though I will take a moment here to say, I don't know whether you use them or not, Drew. I hope you don't. They recently pushed a new UI, this navigation thing. It is an affront to usability, and anyone who has any taste or design sensibility. It is literally the worst thing I have ever used. That is not hyperbole. It is bad.
Now, quick sidebar there. We have both where I work. I do not spend time in Jira, but I spend a lot of time in Confluence. Now, are you speaking of the UI in Confluence or the UI in Jira?
They are basically the same now. It is less awful in Confluence than it is in Jira, but I think someone took the challenge of how little white space can I use to indicate indentation. That was their chat. It's bad. You can't find anything. They had a perfectly ugly but workable navigation thing that they threw away. It's uglier. It's worse. I don't know. But anywho, that's not the point of this. Well, I guess it is a point because they have no taste. But a lot of companies use Atlassian products.
Yep.
So, the browser. So, a fun fact: the CEO and president of Atlassian is a big Arc user. Has loved Arc. Was like the first person to submit bug reports for Arc. Loves Arc. Has always kind of just had their eye on the browser company. Okay. But they are saying that they bought the browser company for Dia, their new AI infused web browser. The goal is to make it a, browser based operating system, whatever the fuck that means. They're continuing to work on Dia, but what they're saying now is they get access to a much broader sales channel because Atlassian has people that do sales. The vision isn't the same, but they're going to start focusing on tools for workers, enterprise workers, more than I have to imagine at some point there'll be a Atlassian integration for all of that stuff. I have a link to a Verge article and the Substack where they announced this. I do want to read a little bit of this letter that I found in my inbox this morning, Drew.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick and choose here, but the tone kind of bothers me. Okay.
Okay. Go off, King.
At the simplest level, we did this to win. uh, and in short, okay, so then they talk about the deal and why Atlassian and 80% of Fortune 500 companies use Atlassian. Uh, and then he goes on to continue. In short, this deal is about winning together, and we are not ashamed of our unwavering desire to win. That's why we're unapologetic about teaming up with a partner who is world class in the ways we are not, bringing real advantages to Dia at the exact moment they matter most, just as the AI browser wars begin.
Okay. I have question and a comment here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I missed it when you were describing this, but I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
at the webpage where
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming this is the letter.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm reading this correctly, it sounds like Dia is the focus from
It
now
is.
on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The browser that you did not
Like.
like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was gonna say did not find a use for.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. At least not yet. I tried it. I wanted to like it. I mean, and it does work. Like if you do like AI things and you don't have the Perplexity account and you're just kind of to try Comet and you're curious about it, it is very interesting. Like you can like basically you can have an AI chat with your browser. You can like app mention tabs. Uh like once you get access to your Google account, you can ask it questions about your calendar. It's got some agentic features in it. So you can say, like, hey, send this email to these people about this stuff. And it does work. Like, I will just say, like, it is not vaporware. The features, it's not fully featured yet. They're still working on it, but the features are there, do work and do work well. I just, again, when I first did it, they did not have the vertical sidebar. They do now. But for me, that's a big thing about Arc. And I don't use Arc because I want AI in it. I use Arc because of all the other power tools, the split view, the command palette where I can hit Command T and do a bunch of stuff, and that's why I like Arc. So for me, Dia wasn't something that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
They do say that Arc and Arc Search, which is their mobile, their iOS browser, is going to continue to exist, and they'll be sharing a quote long-term plan soon.
Does that worry you?
It does. It does. So they have said the things that I've heard so many companies say before when they get acquired. We're not changing. We're going to run independently. We're just now getting more help and more resources from the company that buys us. And that always sounds great, and it maybe lasts 6 months, a year. Until some bean counter goes, this isn't making enough money, and then either just becomes full enterprise crapware, or they go, thanks, but no thanks, bye, and it's gone. Right. So
Yeah.
to me, if Dia doesn't catch on in the enterprise, I'm afraid Arc is going to go away. Arc, the product that I use for free. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's but they want to win, Drew. They want to win.
Win what though?
They really believe that the AI, the quote unquote battle for AI prominence, is going to be fought in the browser. That these AI browsers is how people are going to interface with you. They're not, no, they believe that the day of going to Chat GPT or OpenAI or whatever, or having a ChatGPT app and asking it questions that way is going to be over. You're going to open up your web browser. You're going to have a conversation with your web browser. All of your interaction with AI will be through the web browser.
I mean,
That's their that's that's what they're doing. That's what Perplexity is doing with Comet. That's what Google is trying to do with Gemini and Chrome. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. Uh, but I sure don't see Atlassian winning that battle.
Yeah, this is interesting. The more I'm reading of this letter, this is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. There's. Yeah. But like, one thing that is interesting is now that they said like, hey, we have the resources, we're going to bring Dia to. It's going to be a multi-platform product sooner than we expected. The Atlassian wants to bring it to Windows, to Android, to iOS, everywhere. Things they had planned to do, but now those plans have now been accelerated. They're going to start another round of hiring and get more people on board so they can get stuff done quicker. I mean, I expect in the short term, if you like Dia, this is probably going to be really great for Dia, right? You're going to get more features faster. You're going to see stuff going, but like the problem with like, okay, so like being a startup has like, you're burdened through money. No one cares if you make a profit, but as long as you can keep funding, you can keep your dream alive. Now that it's been purchased by I believe Atlassian's a publicly traded company.
I believe so.
At some point, someone's going to have to call bullshit on this and say, okay, either you're profitable or you're not. And what is it? What happens if they're not? It's I mean, we know what that is. It's
So I found two statements in here that I have profound
okay
a profound objection against.
Mm-hmm.
We were a group of people who grew up loving the internet, but also felt how much it had let us down. Instead of connection, it gave us noise. Instead of creativity, it gave us endless notification and busy work. Something had to be taken from us. Something had been taken from us individually and collectively. So let me just pause there and say, isn't that kind of AI right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
yeah.
we all want AI to be something.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we're realizing is that it's just not. And I'm cautious using the term bubble because there's so many people out there that are actively rooting for an AI bubble. I'm not one of those people. Let me be clear. But
I'm not either. But I think it is overhyped, overvalued right now.
Yeah,
it is. But there's
is there a potential there? Yes.
Yes.
And what troubles me is this statement says, hey, we had such high hopes for the internet and let us down. Well, you're throwing your lot in with something that is part of that same hype cycle right now.
Yeah, right.
So that's a little cognitive dissonance that I can't get around.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this kind of goes back to what you were saying. That there's a statement underneath there that says, with Atlassian, we get the resources to keep pushing without compromising who we are and what we stand for. Oh, you sweet summer child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For what, 6 to 8 months, maybe.
Yeah. Until they start placing product managers as Trojan horses in your development teams and sprints, keeping an eye on you, injecting their development staff, kind of gently nudging you in a direction, and then slowly taking over your product. It smacks of naivete when this playbook has been run so many times. And again, just like the AI thing, I'm not rooting for these guys to fail. I'm not.
No.
But this is this letter is such a fucking cope.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I figured at some point, right? Like, it's a startup with lots of press, and at some point, like, no matter what the founder, quote unquote founder, says, they're going to be looking for their payday, their exit, like, and they knew that was coming at some point. It's just I don't know, like,
it says it's an all cash transaction.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So they're getting paid immediately.
They're not getting stock.
Not getting stock. Yeah, exactly.
Not getting equity.
Yep.
Which is a couple different ways to look at that.
Yeah. I look at it in the, like, I don't. Yeah. I look at it as Atlassian doesn't fully believe in this. Like they're buying it to give it a try to see whether or not it takes off. Like it's a calculated play in this market. If this browser based agentic web browser thing is going to be a thing, well, Atlassian they're like, well, hey, we might as well, but then again, I also don't understand why Atlassian's interested in this in the first place. They sell product management tools to companies. I don't
So,
know how
okay,
also having
let
a web
me
browser fits into that, but I
yeah,
don't
so
know.
let me pause here and say that at the risk of sounding like technology is passing me by, I do not use AI tools every day.
Okay.
Um, the company I work for has invested in building their own AI tools and also purchasing some off the shelf things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use ChatGPT.
Okay.
I don't use Perplexity. I don't use some of the tools that I have at my disposal. Now, there's an increasing what's the word I'm looking for? There's an increasing overture that's being suggested to people like, hey, use this stuff a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not for just using a tool for using a tool. I again kind of echoing what this article says is I am a child of the internet. I know how to find information. I know how to research things. Whether it's doing development, reading about dishwashers, uh, reading about new game announcements. Like I have a workflow about how I consume information, how I learn new skills with the internet. I've been doing that for the better part of, I don't know, how old am I now? Like almost 30 years at this point.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable with the things that I have. Now, it doesn't mean I'm opposed to new technology. However, the one good use case for AI tools in my workflow today is my company has several repositories of information. Atlassian,
Yeah.
at Confluence, right? We have
Mm-hmm.
Confluence, we have Jira, we have Google. We have Google Workplace, so we have Google Docs and slides and sheets all over the place in all sorts of different things. We have Slack, we have our public facing web pages. So we have a tool that we use that is called Glean. Have you ever used Glean?
I have not. Never even heard of it.
Okay. So Glean is a really interesting tool because what it attempts to do is it attempts to wrangle all of that information so that you have basically a search box that you can go to. You can type a subject and it will scour all of the sources that you plug it into to deliver you search results. So if I'm looking for a particular project team that is working on a feature that I want to talk to a customer about, I could go to Glean, I can type in that term, and I will immediately be presented with the relevant Slack channels where this is being discussed, or if there is a Slack channel that is dedicated to this team. I will find Confluence pages that list documentation or roadmaps or FAQs. It's a very, very good tool. They introduced not too long ago basically a LLM that uses the context from all these sources so you can ask it questions. And I'm not asking it questions about how to do something. I'm asking it questions about what is the current status of feature X.
Hmm.
And it's pretty damn good about giving me the correct answer. That to me, summing up internal knowledge bases and giving you an easier way to decipher, because look, I don't know how it is for you guys, but I worked at Microsoft before we had all this stuff. The internal company SharePoint at a company that large,
Yeah.
you can't find anything. And even if you do
Yeah.
find something, you have no way of knowing if it's the current
Yeah.
version. You have no way to know when like the last time something was updated by somebody. This does a really good job of that. Like that to me is the workflow that I'm after.
So I don't know if you've tried this or not, or you have access to it. So Atlassian does have their own AI thing in their products called Rovo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, it searches Jira, your tickets, your work items, and Confluence, but it is really good at it. Like you can do things like obviously you work at the same company I'm in. You could say you encounter a lot of acronyms.
Uh huh.
So one of the great things that I've used is like, hey, what does this acronym mean? And it will go and search, and it will say like, hey, I'm pretty sure it means this, and here's the stuff where I've seen it being used in the context, and it
Mhm.
gives it gives you all of the references and what it looked at, and it does a really good job. You also can do things like, hey, who is this person, and it tries to figure out like what that person does based off the documentation they wrote. It does it's good. It's good. uh yeah. Now, see, I do use AI just about every day for personal and work stuff. Like I probably could be using it more for things, but I've bought in. I found some things that work well for me, and I use it. Uh, I pretty much exclusively do all of my like. Heck, when I was looking for dishwashers, you know who helped me get through all the dishwasher shit?
Chatty
Chatty
G.
G. My daughter wanted a longboard for her birthday. Guess how I figured out what shape and style of longboard would be good for a beginner that I'm not entirely sure is going to stick with it. No offense, Arabelle. Uh, Chatty G. So yeah, yep,
And there are an increasing number of, I will say, they tend to be younger members of staff that are using various tools like MCP servers and agent
yeah, yeah.
frameworks to
Mm-hmm.
do and automate parts of their job. Part of me is like, that's cool, but that's not where I spend most of my time. Like I'm not getting a huge amount of benefit by outsourcing that somewhere else. I like, well, like is a strong word. I derive knowledge and understanding from doing those things myself. Now, here's a perfect example of where I think AI could help me if I were to hunker down and do this. I have dabbled in .NET, like C#.NET for years.
Yeah.
I don't know enough. I still don't know how async works. Like
Hmm.
like I think I could go to a Claude or I could go out to a Chatty G and I could say, "Hey, write me an and a wait or an async function that does X." And I think it could probably spit one out for me.
Yeah. And so to comment on that
But
a little bit.
but before you do,
Okay.
here
Okay.
but the reason I don't is
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking it to write one for me. I want it to explain it to me. And every time I've asked it to explain it to me, it's not any different than what I've gotten from Reddit posts or
Yeah.
online books or anything.
Yeah.
So I can't quite wrap my mind around the benefit.
Yeah. So from my point of view, being someone who understands that stuff and was a software engineer for a good chunk of his career and still does that, like I'm working on an app. Uh, I think, generative AI is a great tool for people who understand software engineering already. And the big reason is, I mean, I'll be absolutely blunt. When you write code, say you no AI, you're just writing code, there's probably a 50-50 chance that code works, compiles, does what you want it to do anyway. You're already in the habit of not trusting the code that you write, looking at it, testing it, observing it, seeing what it does. So when you ask an AI, like, hey, write me a function that does this or refactor this to make it more efficient or whatever, you already are untrustworthy of that code.
Right.
So you're going to look at it, you're going to make sure that it works. Like this whole like vibe coding, build me an entire app thing, that's going to like people have done it, people are going to do it, and I just can't wait for like the next 6 months of all of the security problems those
Well, it's
applications
happening
have.
now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
happening now, right?
And it's one thing, I mean, it's one thing to write a piece of software, it's another thing to support that piece of software. Or if you're a web app, do it at scale, do it cost effectively at scale. All the other shit, like what happens when you fuck up DNS, because you will fuck up DNS. Like you like just throwing error messages into Chatty G is only going to get you so far. But
yeah, you need to understand. You need to understand. I very firmly believe that. That's why I have a hard time getting behind some of that stuff, just because I think it is taking it's taking our human desire to learn, and we're just trying to go faster.
yeah,
And I don't think we're going faster for the right reason. I don't know.
yeah.
Again, maybe I'm showing my age. Maybe this is the technology trend that finally turns me into an old man. I don't know. I can't quite wrap my head around it.
Hmm,
So, okay.
hmm.
Well, I hope they keep supporting your favorite browser. I by the
Me
way,
too.
I installed it again.
Arc.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has become my main browser on my iPhone for some time now,
Yeah,
but I did install it on my
yeah,
Mac and I'm using it more.
yeah.
I'm
Eh,
not there yet.
okay.
I'm not there yet.
I'll be the first to tell you it's a weird it's a weird web browser. It's not gonna be for everybody. Like I like it because like I'm already extremely like I'm not afraid of my mouse. I use my mouse, but but when I go to start something, I start it at the keyboard, right? Like if I'm going to launch an app, I don't find the icon on my dock. I hit Command Space, search for the
Yep.
app, launch
I do
it,
that too. I do that too.
right? So for me, being able to hit Command T and being able to search or open a link or open things in split view. I mean, heck, so like one of the things in the sidebar, right? You have different spaces so you can keep things organized. I use some of the macro keys on my keyboard to switch between my most used spaces. Right? Like, so for me, like, because it's so keyboard driven is why I like it.
Huh.
Uh, yeah. So that's, yeah. Oh,
Well, buddy,
mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, I would have
Mhm.
never known. I would have never known that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep on the technology trend here. So there's a big Apple event coming up.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, okay. We can wait. We can wait. So
Yeah.
the question posed in the doc
Mhm.
is
Mhm. So yeah, so there are rumors of not this year, not the event that is coming up, but next year. So 12 months from now, Apple is going to ship their first folding phone. And there's a collection of rumors and stuff I put together. I put a link in there to the Mac rumors article about everything they and all the rumors and leaks they have heard about the iPhone Fold. I'll call it that for lack of a better name. And I was just kind of curious, like I wanted to ask you. Obviously, the Android space, lots of folding phones. Samsung has I don't know like four or five of them for sale at any given time. I just kind of want to get your feel for folding phones, if they have any interest for you, and what would they need if you don't find them interesting? What would they need for you to find them interesting?
okay. So it's any
Mhm.
folding phone is a hard pass for me.
Okay, why
Hard
is that?
pass. Size. So
Okay,
I know that Samsung or whoever has had folding phones. Oh, Vito's up there crying. I don't know if you can hear him.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, enjoy that,
Poor
everybody.
guy.
That's our whole
Oh,
evening. Yeah,
oh, poor
he
guy.
he's been he has a really hard time going to bed because he's just so
Oh,
excited. He's so excited
oh,
to be with us.
oh,
And then he's been getting up at 4 because that's when Mandy gets up. So guess who else gets up at 4?
you.
Uh-huh. And then I play with him and feed him and hang out with him while she works out and gets ready for school. And then I go downstairs whenever she's ready and is having her breakfast. But I am watching him on. I bought a Google Nest Cam.
So you can watch him.
Yeah, I have him up on the monitor here. He's just kind of pacing. So after this, I got to go deal with him. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
which by the way, I mean, I know that there's a million other little wireless cameras you could buy.
Mhm,
But after experimenting with those, I don't need another app. I don't need another login. I don't need a different service in my life.
mhm.
I'm already in the Google ecosystem because of Nest. This is fine. Don't at me. Yes, it was more money. I don't give a shit. Don't yell at me. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yep. So anyway, back to
Mhm.
the folding phone. I actually got to see one in the wild.
Okay.
So my wife and I we have Orkin as a service because
Hmm.
we're very much not a spider house.
I understand that fully. Yes.
Yep. So
Hmm.
they come and they treat the basement, and you know, I also like the fact that we've had some pretty gnarly ant hills in our yard, like in our mulch beds, and they'll treat those. So for us, the service is worth it, just for keeping track of all that stuff. And the technician that is assigned to us has a folding phone. And I had seen pictures of them online before, like when I've been on the AT&T website thinking about upgrading phones, like they're always shoving that in your face, like buy this, and I'm just like,
Hmm.
ugh. I didn't appreciate just how thick that thing is, and I think,
Yeah.
and I think that's my biggest problem. I think one of the coolest things that I loved about the original iPhone and continue to still love about the iPhone is that the form factor is perfect for my pockets. I don't know if I could cram this big honking thing into a pocket.
Yeah, I mean they are getting thinner, right? But like you're right, at the end of the day, it can be like it can be really thin when it's open, but it's literally going to be twice that thickness when it's closed.
Right.
That's
Right.
that's how that works.
And
Yeah.
you know what I want to do when I take my phone out of my pocket? I love that it wakes up and realizes that I'm looking at it, and I can immediately unlock it with Face ID and go. I
Yeah.
know that this is probably going to have dual screens. It'll probably have the
Mhm.
screen on the inside on the screen on the outside.
Yes.
But I if I have the screen on the outside, what am I getting by unfolding it?
Yeah, so I'm I know I'm probably going to piss somebody off. There are no tablets out there that are any good that's not an iPad. Android tablets are bad.
Yeah.
They don't sell enough. They don't invest in that ecosystem. Apple has. They sell a lot. I mean, I still remember the one like Android Central was like, "Hey, the best Android tablet you can buy this Christmas is an iPad."
Yeah.
Uh, so there's that possibility of the fact that Apple has been good at making tablet devices. Now, I don't know whether this thing, like, yes, you're right, it's going to be a fold style, right? So it's going to have a screen on the outside, and you open that bad boy up, and it's going to be a screen on the inside that's big. Roughly, you think maybe iPad mini size, maybe a little smaller, maybe a little bigger. Who knows? Uh, whether that's going to switch from like iOS to iPad OS, or they're going to reintegrate them or something new, who knows, right? But Apple is good at making tablet size interfaces. You know, they've already invested a lot in their software development kits around different screen sizes and stuff. It makes it easy for developers to deal with all that kind of thing. So there is potential there that it's going to be extremely like a capable device when you open it up and have the big screen. You know, it's like switching from an iPhone to an iPad in the same device.
So let me turn it around on you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you buy this?
So I am extremely curious about this device. The thickness does not necessarily bother me that much. There is one rumor, and you touched on this. There's one rumor that, if it is true, is probably a showstopper for me.
Okay.
And that rumor is the folding iPhone is not going to have Face ID. It is going to go back to Touch ID. And the reason for that is they'd have to put two Face ID arrays in the device. One for the outward display, and one for the inner display. And they have decided that that's too much money. This was from Mark Gurman and all of his rumor links. Because of the cost, they have decided to just stick with Touch ID for this device.
So that's interesting, right? So that means if you
Mhm.
want to use Face ID, you need to take out the phone, unlock it, and then unfold it versus just
Yeah,
unfolding it.
yeah. I think what they're going to do is like what they do for like the iPad Airs. They're going to put Touch ID on the lock button.
Okay.
one of the reasons I buy iPad Pros is because they have Face ID.
Yep.
I might,
It's such a big deal. My iPad Mini
it
not having
is.
Face ID. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I know Android, like, well, we have Touch ID we have fingerprint readers under the screen and stuff. Like, it's not the same. It's not the same to just grab your device, unlock it, and start using it, and knowing that your phone has done millions of calculations, shot laser beams at your face to make sure that it is you.
Blast my face, Daddy. Yeah.
Yeah, just blasted your face with those beams. And it works so fast. It is incredibly reliable. It's you use it like when you do payments. It makes sure that you have Face ID.
God, I love Apple Pay.
It's so good, and you get used to it so quickly. And to have this idea that I'm going to have this phone, and I imagine I would get used to it eventually, but like you take this new phone out of your pocket, you go to start using it, and it's like, oh shit, the phone's locked. Fuck. Yep. All right, now it's unlocked. Now I can go.
Yep. Yeah, that I could see that being a problem. Yeah. I would whiff real hard on that. I would whiff real hard on that if they offered it.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope they don't.
Oh, they definitely will.
I hope they don't. I just don't know how. I don't know how they look at the market and say, yeah, there's a big enough market for that. Like Samsung's selling enough of these that there's obviously a market. Maybe they are. I don't know. I'm not in tune with like mobile sales. Is that something people are buying? Because I don't feel like I'm out at restaurants or places where I see people have folding phones.
I see more and more of them as I am out. It's still not the majority by a long shot.
And I know, I know that's anecdotal, but
yeah. And the reason that it is because they're expensive. And I think as a rule, not all, but I would say Android users are generally more price conscious than Apple users.
Mm-hmm. That's a polite way of saying poor. Yeah.
So Apple has already been training us to pay lots of money for our iPhones. So I definitely think there is a possibility when this folding iPhone comes out and it's really expensive, it outsells all other folding phones, like just destroys them, because I think Apple customers are willing to pay more money. We just are. Whether you think it's worth it or not, it's not up for debate. Yes, we're willing to spend more money on our phones. In fact, we'll talk about the new phones that Apple comes out with next week after the announcement. I assume we'll talk about the Apple event next week.
I hope we do. Because I'm starting to adjust my antennae.
Starting to plug in a little bit
starting to plug in a little bit more. Yeah. After you said orange iPhone last week, I
hope it's not. Yeah, that may be what gets me. If it's a good orange, this week's Accidental Tech podcast, when it comes out for non-subscribers, which I think should be today. I don't know. They have a really good discussion about the new phones and stuff, and one of the things is like Marco Arment, who's notoriously bad with money, he is interested in the Air, the thin phone, but he's like, man, if that orange is good, that could get me.
Yeah, I'm right there with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so because my dog is being a little bit of a nuisance here, this would be a good time for us to do two things. Let's wrap up here. But before we do, I have a challenge for our 5.5 listeners that we have.
Okay. 6 or 7. 6 or 7. Yeah.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
So, the gym I belong to does little mini challenges and things from time to time. And right now they're having a strict pull-up challenge for the month of September.
Okay.
And I won't bury the lead. It's called pull-ups for puppies.
I love it. Okay.
Now, the way this works is and this is open to everybody who is a member at the gym I go to, because the gym, like everything
Mhm.
else, has an app. That's how you sign
Mhm.
up for class. It's how you can
Mhm.
track your progress, stuff like that. Basically, everybody who's in the gym, they're going to have the ability to log their strict pull-up work for the month of September. So
Okay.
this is very much the, you know, overhand grip, pull yourself up over the bar. It's not kipping.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
not
okay.
a
Not oh, no kipping. Okay.
no
Okay.
kipping. It's
Mhm.
if I'm reading the challenge correctly, it's only for strict work. So it's no
Mm.
kipping. Um, and there's a difference between a pull up and a chin up. This is the former, not the latter, which means it is not a supinated grip, meaning that your fingers aren't facing you, your fingers are facing out, so you have to like pull yourself up to the bar.
Mm.
So what we're doing is, if collectively
Mhm.
everybody who logs this is able to log 50,000 pull-ups for the month,
Whew. Okay. Okay.
collectively, right? And we
Okay.
have we have a
That's
few.
all. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a few hundred members, right? So
Mhm.
as long as people were clocking some numbers, it's not
Mhm.
totally obtainable.
Okay.
The gym will donate $250 to a particular foster group here in Columbus.
Okay.
And for every 10,000 pull-ups beyond that, they're going to chip in another $50.
Okay.
Now, obviously, they're calling it pull up for puppies, but yes, cats are included too.
Okay.
And they're going to have one of these challenges in October, November, and December. So October will be Breast Cancer Awareness Month. November will be
Hmm.
Movember, which we've talked about before, which is
Yep.
men's mental health and prostate cancer, which that's when I'm getting my prostate exam, my colonoscopy. And then December is like families in need type thing. But anyway, so the reason I'm bringing this up is I enjoy a good pull up. One thing that I've worked really hard on, and hard on, one thing that I've worked vigorously on in my time at the gym has been my gymnastics work, body weight movements. I am proud of my ability to do pull ups and workouts, mostly kipping, high heart rate, high capacity movements on the bar. Strict pull ups are still difficult, and they're a great way to build strength. So I'm putting this out there for everybody here to let you know that, one, I am participating in this.
Mhm.
But for every listener that either reaches out to us on Blue Sky or sends us an email, I will commit to doing an extra 200 pull-ups this month per
Oh,
person
wow.
per
Wow.
person who
Wow.
actually listens to this and reaches out to us to say, Drew, you owe me 200 pull-ups. I
Okay.
will make I will make TikTok content of me doing the
Mhm.
sets, because
Okay.
I can't listen for I can't just
I love
crank
it.
out I can't just crank out 200 pull-ups. The idea would be is either before or after class. That's a
Mhm.
great, and again, there will be pull-ups in class as well, but I will commit to this being outside of the workouts. I will record myself doing extra sets of pull-ups for everybody who
Mhm.
listens to this and reaches out. So consider
I
the
like that.
challenge tossed out there. It's for a good cause. You know me, I
Okay.
love dogs. So
Mhm. Dogs are
you
good.
you heard it here first.
Awesome. Well, hey, get on that. Get on Blue Sky and add him and get make him do some
Or
pull-ups.
emails doesn't
Okay,
matter.
yeah,
However you want
okay,
to
yeah,
do it,
yeah,
reach out
yeah.
to us.
Yeah, send it to you guys send it to contact at doingtheirbest.com. I get the emails, but I'll let Drew know that we get them. So yeah. And with that, let's call it a night.
And we're done.
Doingtheirbest.com. You can find all the links we talked about there today. Whatever. I said that wrong. And hey, thanks for listening.